Boker Tov, good morning. Today is Friday, the 24th of November, Erev Shabbat, Parshat Vayetze, here on Thanksgiving weekend. The Parshat Vayetze, opens with the dream that Yaakov has at Har Habayit, maybe Beit El over Har Habayit, and it is an awesome dream which God appears to him and promises him protection for the future. And he wakes in the morning. Vayikatz Yaakov mishanato. Yaakov is startled awake from his sleep. Vayomer, and he said, Achen yesh Adonai b'makom hazeh, v'anochi lo yadati. It is indeed true that God is in this place, and I did not know. That's the usual meaning of it, and as Rashi will tell us, right, that he says, I would never have treated the place this way. I would never have gone to sleep here if I had been conscious of the fact, if I had known that this is the place of God. Yet there is a Hasidic rendering, a Talmud of the Maggid of Mizrich. Excuse me, Rav Pinchas Levi Horowitz has a different reading. Vanochi lo yadati is not, I did not know that this was God's place, but rather, I only became aware of this being the place of God when I stopped being aware of myself. Vanochi lo yadati, when I was not thinking about myself. There are a lot of layers to this, right? In the very most in specific reference, in his alert and awake state, he is unaware that it's God's place. But when he's sleeping, in which case he's not self-conscious, right? So then it's possible for him to be able to experience God. At the same time, when he is davening, even though he's davening for a very specific need that he has, right? That God should, he's very worried and afraid of everything that we can imagine, goes into his nighttime prayer that by tradition he has offered there. In the end, they are about God protect me from my brother. God look after me when I go into the strange new world of my uncle's home. So there's a lot of anochi in his prayer. It's about, and again, not to be faulted for that, but his prayer is about himself, and to some degree, even as we do offer such prayers to God, the more we are self-aware, the less we are God-aware. And what he then offers to do, he says, right, that when I come back in peace to this place, I will, this is Ein Zekim Beit Elokim, right? This is the house of God, and this must be the gateway to heaven. He promises to, he returns to make this, dedicate this as a place, which will be indeed a place of worship of God. He's making a statement about what a Beit Elokim is, what a house of God really is about. Where although we come to such places, very much because we are answering and filling personal needs that we have, and that's totally fine, of friendship, of connection, even the spiritual needs that we have. Ultimately, what makes it a Beit Elokim, what makes it a house of God, where God is present and we can really appreciate the presence of God, is because we are not thinking about ourselves when we are together. We're thinking about the community. We're thinking about the person next to me who might be struggling with this issue or that. We are thinking about the Jewish people, the state of Israel, the hostages, whatever, right? All those things. When we come to a space and we gather because it's not about me, but it's about us or about the other, then that makes it really a Beit Elokim. We should feel very proud as a community that that's been the case all the time for our synagogue, and certainly these past many weeks of after the horrific events in Israel, to recognize and really understand, right, we are about all of us and about our people and about those who need our prayers and need our action. And the more we do so, the more we come to realize that God is present with us, and to pray that with that awareness that God should indeed answer the needs of all the Jewish people. Ken Yehi Ratzon, and may our synagogue continue to grow for us as a Beit Elohim, the house of God, built on this foundation. Wishing you all a Shabbat Shalom.